On a Monday night, it's the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here along with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. You look at Houston. They're among the league's powerhouse teams, presently in second place in the West.
Right now for the Rockets, they've had such a tremendous regular season. I mean, really exceeding even the most optimistic projections. A bit of a surprise, actually.
And with the playoffs right around the corner, they are really excited to see just how far they can go. They only get so many chances to win it all, and they have to be in that conversation.
A look at the opening lineup for the Houston Rockets. Harden and Ariza out on the perimeter. Moniunas out there with Howard, and it's Terry in at the 1.
DeMar DeRozan is starting to piece it together. I mean, we see him upping his scoring average. He's shooting it better. He's passing the ball with more confidence. He's becoming more efficient. You know, after a big extension from the Raptors, I think they've got to be pleased with his progress.
Valanciunas, good. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Takes the 3, and James Harden with the 3. Harden's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. On defense, Houston, they defeated the Wizards in their last game.
Yeah, they really struggled shooting the ball in that game, but still came away with the win. They obviously had to pick up the slack in a lot of areas, and they did it.
Yeah, and Steve, I think that says an awful lot about them as a team when they're able to win despite shooting that poorly.
Here's Terry after the made shot from Kyle Lowry. Fires it up, and it comes off the front of the rim.
They would have been lucky to knock that shot down.
Yeah, that kind of shot will definitely get you the high eyebrows from the coach and maybe get you a seat on the bench, too.
Now here is Lowry, averaging 18 points a game, and it's DeRozan missing. Terry against Ross, and it's Terry off the drive from 15 feet away, and he nails the jumper.
Risky shot there. Size-wise, I mean, he easily comes out on the short end of the stick, so to speak.
With the nice high release, he had no problem getting it off and knocking it down.
Now here is Lowry. Here's Valanciunas. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Well, you allow them to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, I think you got to foul them, and free throws are better than a layup.
And he makes the first.
Valanciunas, a young big man with some offensive promise. He can score on the left block. He's developing a nice touch from mid-range. Very intriguing player with that size and skill set.
And Valanciunas, a mobile 7-footer with good hands. That's a nice start.
It's always a great place to start when you're a big guy. Can you catch it? And not only good passes, but can you catch bad ones and finish around the rim? He can do all of that.
Guys, no one team gaining control early on.
Give and take, back and forth, the whole way thus far.
Yeah, 6 lead changes already, and as Rasheed Wallace once said, both teams playing hard, my man.
Tries to keep it alive. The wide open look here for DeRozan. And again, Toronto no up. Houston's gone 2 of 2 from 3-point range here in the first quarter. Harden outside. And another 3 for Houston.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
And Toronto has possession. It's a 5-point game. Their last game a win against the Lakers, looking to carry it into this one.
Yeah, and offensively, everything seemed to come together for them beautifully. It seemed like everything they tried worked.
And with a multifaceted approach like the one they had, it takes a sophisticated defense to stop it, which was not the case that day.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
And so it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here.
Let's see some of the numbers here for DeMar DeRozan. Last 10 games for him have been very nice. 14th in free throw shooting. And he's been quite an offensive threat, averaging enough points to put him in the top 20 in scoring.
Yeah, and going back to his free throw percentage, Steve, I mean, this guy's really been locked in at the foul line. I mean, his mechanics are flawless.
James Johnson's checked in for Toronto. Williams comes in for Terrence Ross.
I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play.
Well, the Rockets, wouldn't you say, are really to be commended, Clark, for rebuilding this team without tearing it down to the studs or tanking, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely, Kevin. I mean, they've improved dramatically with Harden and Howard. But this is a team that's held a winning record in the West now for 8 straight seasons. That's pretty impressive.
It is. And it's the Rockets with the ball. Clock at 6. And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession. Well, we can't say enough about the passing of this group lately. The leading setup men among the league's 2 guards over the past 10 games. James Harden, number 1. The 4th spot held by DeMar DeRozan. Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Tyler Hansbrough's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Patterson comes in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Vasquez in for Kyle Lowry. Corey Brewer's checked in for Houston. Now here's Vasquez, averaging 9 points per contest. And easy 2 points on the layup.
Ran his man straight into that screen to open the lane up for the hoop.
For Houston, they've gone 6 of 8 in the game so far. A very solid start for them. Here's Prigioni off the left rim and out.
Can't get a much better look than that, though.
Sure can't. Not one you'd expect him to miss there.
Johnson can't hit. Houston in the lead. It's Harden with the drive. He hits it from 9. Harden's got 13 points.
And as hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan should be simple. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Now here's Vasquez. He's guarded closely. Johnson dishes to Hansbrough. Johnson kicks to Patterson. Here's Vasquez. Here's Hansbrough. And he banks in the layup.
Strong rebounding, and he's rewarded with the easy putback.
Houston's gone 3 of 3 from deep. 9 points rung up from outside here in the first. Took him no time at all on that one. 15 points for James Harden.
Yeah, guys, it's his consistent shooting that's really helped get his team into a position they're in right now.
Now here's Vasquez. He's guarded closely. Johnson left side. Shoots. Another miss by Johnson. Now here is Smith. A 14-point game for him in the win against Washington. He dishes it to Harden. It's stolen by Johnson. The scoring fast and furious as we end the first quarter. Rockets ahead. They're up by 4. We'll be back shortly. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And guys, for the Rockets, what jumps out to you from a numbers standpoint?
Just the start they wanted to this game. Solid offense. They got good ball movement. They established a nice rhythm.
Yeah, not stagnant at all. Free-flowing and fluid at the offensive end.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So for Toronto right now, we've got Tyler Hansbrough, Vasquez out there with Williams. Then there's Patrick Patterson, and it's Ross in at the 3 spot. And a chance here to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, DeMar DeRozan with great size at the shooting guard position. Recently, he's looked to exploit that advantage in the post. He said, quote, I look at guys like Kobe, and as they started to get older, they got better in the low block. I looked at it as, quote, if I get better at it now, that's going to be a benefit for me later. Guys, he's already seeing the dividends paid.
Getting close range buckets and getting to the line, Doris. That's helping his efficiency. Thanks.
Lou Williams at 6'1", about 175 pounds, a scoring guard in a point guard's body. He's best playing off the ball offensively, but guarding the point guard defensively, so you often see him cross-matched with opponents.
Patterson, the screen. The feed to Williams. Just 5 to shoot. Misses off the right iron. And you mentioned Lou Williams, a scoring guard, but his scoring rate, Clark, down over the last couple of seasons.
And, you know, his turnover rate had typically been excellent, but that's increased by almost double as his scoring numbers have gone down. But some of that is due to him coming off of that knee injury. It usually takes a couple of seasons, Kevin. When you tear that ACL, you get back after one, but it's not until year 2 that you begin to regain your old form.
Hansbrough with the ball. Here's Vasquez, and the Raptors hit again from deep.
Talk about doing a Rip Van Winkle on defense. Come on, guys, wake up. Why are they leaving him open at the 3-point line? Come on.
And Toronto will go for a different look here. Jonas Valanciunas, he's checked in for Hansbrough. Johnson comes in for Patrick Patterson. DeMar DeRozan, he's checked in for Vasquez. And it's Lowry in for Williams. The Rockets also changing it up. Dwight Howard, he's checked in for Dorsey. Ariza comes in for Josh Smith. And it's Terry in for Pablo Grigioni. Valanciunas, good. Valanciunas has got 6.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Yeah, that's textbook basketball. Just having their way down low.
Lowry against Terry. And the 3 off target.
Tough three-point try there with a hand in his face.
Boy, you'd be lucky to make that one against great defense.
Raptors in the city of Toronto set to host the All-Star Game in 2016. Toronto has already contributed $500,000 to help host the event.
Well, you know, the city is one of the great cities in the world.
It is.
And they're excited. That city's excited to showcase itself as an entertainment destination. And for the NBA, a chance to make further inroads in the hockey-obsessed country of Canada.
Lowry kicks to Johnson. Outside DeRozan. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Howard against Ross. Howard, good. And now a 3-point Rocket lead. Toronto's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. And Lowry gets double-teamed. Toronto working the ball around now. The wide-open look here for DeRozan. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry.
And a pleasure to watch him work at that end of the floor.
The Rockets have gone 5 of 7 from the field here in the second. And it's Terry off the drive. Unloads from 13. And it's Houston with another.
It looks like he's finding his touch now because the shots are starting to fall.
Johnson, he's checked in for Terrence Ross. James Harden, he's checked in for Houston.
All right, a chance to check out some numbers for Harden. He has been filling up the stat sheet for the last month. He's putting up about 28 points per game, 7 assists and 5 rebounds. The points have been coming for him at a prodigious rate. And that's exactly what they depend on, his scoring ability and his drive.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he is, a driven player, Steve. Someone who can take an opposing defense and just shatter it with his ability.
Lowry against Terry. Launches it. No good. Toronto's gone 3 of 5 beyond the arc since the start of the second quarter. DeRozan passes to Johnson. Back to Lowry. It's rebounded by Houston. Last time they met in Houston.
Yeah, that was a big win for them and an impressive performance, mainly down in the paint. Their rebounding advantage was the difference in the game. Wow, this has been a thriller. I mean, the way these teams are battling, just going back and forth.
Would you like to bet that this game may end on a buzzer beater? How much would you bet?
And the shot is good. There's 49 seconds left to play in the first half. Steve mentioned the huge discrepancy on the glass, Clark, in their blowout win the last time out there.
And guys, if those rebounding numbers are anywhere close to the same today, I think the result will be exactly the same as well.
Pass to Johnson. Harden against DeRozan. A shot by Lowry. Wide open. And that misses. That would have put him up. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. The 19-foot shot. Valanciunas' shot is good. And the Rockets lead by 4. 16 seconds left in the first half of the game. Johnson sets the screen for Lowry. And Valanciunas kicks to Lowry. And it's Lowry again missing. Here's Ariza.
Well, as far as the league's big men go, he's one of the very best at the foul line.
And a tight game here as we end the...
Thank you, Kevin.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. An exceptional performance so far from James Harden.
He is a dynamic scorer, guys. That much we know. And I'll tell you what, his talent was on full display there in the first half.
Steve, he is a hard man to keep down, and so far, they've been unable to do it.
And so in the game for the Rockets, Harden and Ariza out on the perimeter. Howard is out there with Moniunas, and it's Terry in at the point. The Raptors shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game.
The Rockets, of course, at the forefront or vanguard as far as advanced analytics go. Some in the NBA have scoffed, but hey, they're doing something right.
And as you guys know, the Rockets at the forefront technology-wise, too. You see coaches with electronic tablets.
Well, they installed flat-screen monitors in the locker room, highlighting stats and videos for players. So, you know, they're trying to close the loop and create that line of communication between the numbers crunchers and the players themselves.
Lowry dishes to Johnson. To the paint. And the dunk by Valanciunas. This game's going to take a big swing. Clark, if the D continues to clear out like that and give up easy dunks.
Yeah, that's the kind of defense we expect to see in a blowout, Kevin, or even an exhibition game, not a close game like this.
Look how frustrated Steve is on this.
Well, you know what, Kevin? Come on, Kevin. I just like that he didn't choose to just lay it up there. I mean, he threw it down with force. That rebound and the follow kind of typify what he's all about. Just gritty, determined play.
Back to Lowry. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
Toronto, Canada, the home for the NBA All-Star Game next season. And we know how global the NBA is. A lot of excitement and anticipation here in the T-Dot for a celebration of basketball.
Pablo Prigioni, he's checked in for Houston. And Toronto, guys, not necessarily viewed as a free agent destination in the NBA. But, Steve, it's a diverse city with a lot to offer.
And not least of which, Kevin, a vibrant nightlife, which I know you have enjoyed on occasion. But, look, the Raptors, you know, they have a terrific home record, particularly on Sunday matinee games. A lot of speculation of visiting players. Maybe we're out a little bit too late the night before. Who knows? Maybe you even ran into them.
Steve, where are you getting this stuff from, man? You
Thanks,
are
Clark.
Reaching. What are
Clark
you
and I are
talking
watching
about?
tape is what we're doing, right?
That's
we're
exactly
watching
what
tape.
we're doing.
Get ready for the broadcast.
Enjoying the four walls of the hotel room.
And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Took the opportunity when he saw it. 9 points for DeMar DeRozan.
Nothing but money for him to start the half. They've made all three of their shot attempts.
And Prigioni kicks to Harden. It's stolen by Lowry. Fast break, Toronto. Lowry's got the ball. Here's Ross. The big dunk at the end of the break. And not even 3/4 out of the way. So many lead changes.
One heck of a game. I mean, guys, this has been outstanding in terms of the effort that both sides have been able to put on.
I'm looking over there at Steve. He's enjoying every second of it,
Yes,
Clark.
yeah,
me too.
Man, this has been great, guys. The fans getting their money's worth here. Both teams just playing so hard out there.
And Toronto making a change here. Patterson's checked in. Houston also making some changes. Dorsey comes in for Dwight Howard. And it's Josh Smith in for Moniunas. That's good. That's 7 points now for Terrence Ross.
Boy, guys, they've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
Yeah, that's 4 straight trips, guys, where their passes have ended up in scores. 4 straight assists. Great team play.
Prigioni for 3. Second shot opportunity, and it's finished off by Smith as he lays it in. Smith's got his first bucket of the night. The Raptors have gotten every shot that dropped since halftime. They're 5 for 5 from the floor.
Well, Josh Smith, one of the league's most versatile defenders. He's very strong and athletic, and he can guard either 3s or 4s, which gives your defense a lot of options.
Lowry out to DeRozan. Ross with a wide open look. They get the rebound.
A clear look at the hoop. He doesn't miss many of those.
It's Harden with the drive. Harden draws the double. And Smith, a terrific shot blocker. His great athleticism making an impact every time he steps on the floor.
Yeah, just a guy that I think does a really good job filling up the stat sheet. I mean, steals, assists, and he'll give you some highlight reel, too.
Yeah, good. Now it's a 3-point Rocket lead. Toronto calls timeout.
You know, Josh Smith is a very talented player, but if you have to pick his game apart, he's a bit of a tweener. You know, he's not really a power forward in a traditional sense, but not a three-man either. He's an athlete who can do a lot of different things, but so much depends on the players he has around him. It needs to be the right fit.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. James Johnson's checked in for Johnson. Williams comes in for Ross. And it's Vasquez in for Kyle Lowry. Harden's shot is good.
He is feeling it. A terrific percentage from the field.
Raptors trail by 5. And with Smith playing at the 4, it used to be a luxury as he can defend players with his reach, but now, Clark, it's almost a necessity as he gets older, and his shot from outside isn't what it needs to be.
Well, in the modern NBA, Kevin, you know this as well as I do, you got to have perimeter threats, and if you play him at the 3, it can put you at a real disadvantage.
And the shot is good. And the Rockets lead by 7.
And their lead continues to grow as they keep playing good, sound basketball.
Boy, they really have been executing well since halftime.
To stop the run. The shot no good.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job. Boy, they're getting into a real groove from inside the three-point line, knocking down those mid-range jump shots.
Yeah, in fact, that's the shot they've used from that range, Clark, to get 8 of their last 10 points.
So for the Rockets, Howard comes in for Joey Dorsey. And it's Terry in for Pablo Prigioni. Williams against Harden. Johnson, the pass to DeRozan. No good with the triple.
Another rebound gobbled up. They are pounding the boards.
And a big part of the lead, guys, is because of the work they've done on the glass. I mean, they have the lead because they've rebounded well.
That's 10 straight points now coming in that mid-range jump shot area, guys.
Yeah, it is, and they're picking their spots and finding holes in the middle of that defense to get those shots off, and I think that's very good discipline they're showing us here.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Patterson a screen on Harden. Here's Vasquez. And again, Toronto no up.
And you can feel the momentum swinging. They needed that shot badly.
Steve, I sense some frustration here. It seems like they're getting a little frustrated. It's understandable because they've given up this big run.
Here's DeRozan. The shot's good. Vasquez making the play. And 11 points for DeMar DeRozan. And now a brief chance to view our State Farm assist of the game. It's 1 of 7 terrific assists on the night from Lowry.
And what you love about his ability to pass the ball, Kevin, is that it just seems so natural to him, so fluid. He's always in control, understanding where his teammates are and anticipating passing angles.
Lowry and Williams, the guards. Terrence Ross is out there with James Johnson. And it's Valanciunas in at the 5, patrolling the paint. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto.
They've built this lead through plays exactly like that. He's easily been their most consistent performer.
Well, he's been splashing everything today.
And Williams, here we go. The pass to Valanciunas. And there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done.
His shooting has been so good today. He may have to take it upon himself to try to get his club out of this hole.
On the wing, Harden. He's guarded by Williams. Harden draws the double. And so here is Houston. 6 to shoot. Here's Monty Eunice. And it's good from the elbow. And the Rockets lead by 11.
You know, that mid-range jump shot, maybe an underutilized tool in today's NBA, but it's really serving this team well.
In fact, it very well might be the strongest area of their game offensively. Major league big boy throwdown right there.
And he keeps a tight grip on that rim after the finish.
And maybe that'll give this team a little bit of their edge back.
Johnson, he's checked in for Toronto. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Well, guys, Kevin McHale had some advice for the team in that last break. He wants to make sure they stay assertive and aggressive on the offensive end, saying, I don't want to sit on this lead. Let's build on it and not give them a chance of coming back. Guys?
And it's Lowry penetrating. Good.
Seems like they're on their heels every time defensively because the ball continues to go into the post.
Well, if they don't pick up the aggression, things are only going to get worse.
The three from Harden, and another three for Houston.
Boy, he's putting up big numbers in that three-point column, guys.
Raptors trail by 13. And Lowry has it in the corner. And it's Lowry again missing.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in control of this game.
Yeah, they have not let their guard down one bit in the paint.
He has really punished these defenders today. No matter who's been on him, he's been giving them medicine.
Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. And the slam dunk by Johnson. I like that they're taking it inside and taking advantage of each opportunity, Clark, to chip away at the deficit.
Yeah, and doing it with the dunk is a major energizer, too. Gets the momentum going.
Yeah, and I think the interior defense, as good a job offensively as we saw. The defensive presence was almost non-existent. And they may see this lead disappear if they continue to give up those easy points. I have no idea why he was fouling there.
And even the foul, I mean, you can't be wrapping guys up like that. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. That's a meaningless play.
DeMar DeRozan, he's checked in for the Raptors. From deep, Harden. Tries again. A nice shot by Howard. And the Rockets lead by 15.
They have to box out better than that. I mean, that putback is just another example of the difference between these two teams today.
Passes it to Valanciunas. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got assist number 10 tonight with that last one.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Giving up these easy chances is going to do wonders for their confidence.
Shot by Terry, no good.
He thought he could knock that one down, but the defense was really all over him.
Terry against Lowry. Into Johnson. And it's sent back by Howard.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
Well, they've done a lot of things right, but I agree with you, Kurt. The rebounding is right there at the top of the list. Foolish play. I mean, he's got to be thinking out there while he's playing.
Well, the lead's only going to get bigger unless they shore up those mistakes. They've got to tighten things up here.
We've got 1:55 left in the... Goes up on the wing. He squares up and sinks it. And that's now 11 points for Jason Terry. One of the stories here, James Harden getting it done today.
He's definitely rolling offensively. You might not be able to stop him, but you've got to find a way to contain him.
There's 1:47 left in the fourth quarter. Down low, here's Ross. The shot is off. Harden with the defensive effort. Rockets leading by 15. Now here's Howard. Tries it from 9, and that one's good.
Well, this is going to end in a lopsided victory, obviously. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness and the ability to close. You really have to give it up for the Rockets.
Clark, the bench gave him a big lift in this game.
Yeah, you always like to see that, Kevin, when your reserves can perform and help you pull out a win.
And the strong effort here will convert into what will be their 50th win on the season.
This win will give them a sweep of the season series, even though it's just a brief 2-gamer.
Yeah, Steve, it'll mean a lot to them just the same, though. Anytime you go undefeated against an opponent, that's a sweet feeling.
Well, you look back at this one, and what an amazing performance this has been for James Harden. It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket just seems to be incredibly wide.
And the whistle blows as the basket counts, and a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for Houston.
From mid-range, it's been a very nice game for them. I mean, they've been finding the bottom of the net a lot.
And I'll tell you, the other thing that's been a factor is the transition game. They're scoring a lot of points on the fast break.
And the Raptors going out now with a whole new group. Houston with a big group substitution here. Joey Dorsey's checked in for Howard. Smith comes in for Moniunas. Corey Brewer's checked in for James Harden. And it's Pablo Prigioni in for Jason Terry. Here's Prigioni. He drains the quick shot. And the Rockets lead by 20.
Boy, they're extending their lead. It kind of feels like they're just piling on here as we come to an end.
Well, hey, let's just call it what it is. They are trying to run it up on them.
Kept alive. And Hansbrough slams it in.
Crashes the offensive glass and gets a slam dunk for his effort. I like the work.
You know, Clark, pretty easy for him once he got a handle on the ball.
Yes, sir.
You know, you're never going to get a more quality chance than off an offensive rebound. Well, the fans already heading for the exits, clearly not pleased with the way their home team played here today.
And they shouldn't be pleased. I mean, it's a very well-deserved win, Steve. They came into this building and weren't intimidated at all. They were the aggressors.
Williams' shot is off. Now Brewer. And again, the Rockets good for two.
Well, that puts the nail in the coffin.
A clinic in terms of how to play with the lead right there.
So we see Houston taking the W here. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports.